Now, Doug Eadie, of course, most of you already know. Doug is co-author of The Blind Visionary. He's also the CEO of Doug Eadie and Company. I don't think you're going to talk tonight, but thank you for producing wonderful work. And, of course, Virginia Jacko, the Blind Visionary. I'm not going to steal too much of her comments, but I will. For those of you who haven't heard this already, Virginia is currently the president and CEO of the Miami Lighthouse for the Blind, but it was not where she started. She was at Purdue University as a financial executive on her way up when she was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa and eventually completely lost her eyesight. And so the Blind Visionary is a number of things, but one of the stories it tells is Virginia growing through that process and adapting to that process, eventually finding the lighthouse, and then just a few years after going there as a student, ended up the president and CEO of the organization. So in her years there since she took over, she's done a remarkable job of growing the organization's focus, growing its service, the amount of services it provides to the community, and basically doing a wonderful job in what is in a way a second life, a rebirth in this second phase of her life. So we're going to, with that, introduce Virginia Jacko.
Thank you. I'll tell you how I ended my career at Purdue. In our life, sometimes we have a significant emotional event that makes us do something different. Stop drinking, stop cussing, whatever we say we must do, go on a diet. And then some big event happens and you say, that's it, I'm going to do that, should do. Well, my day of reckoning was the president that I had worked for many years, and we just knew each other so well, had a good mind for the budget in the university operations. He retired, and they hired a new president. He came from Iowa State. And I had a meeting with him. But before I went in his office, the secretary said, oh, Virginia, this weekend, Dr. Jacko got all new furniture. And I said, oh, that's so nice. What is it like? She said, oh, it's really beautiful. It's very modern. And when she said modern, I thought, glass? I said, well, describe it to me. And she said, oh, it's all beautiful glass. I go into the office while he's in the restroom, and I realize I can only see an L-shaped sofa. I don't see the coffee table. I don't see the conference table. And so I say to her, Nancy, why don't you tell him that you've seated me? She says, well, Virginia, we normally don't do that. I said, I know, but tell him you seated me. So I sit on the sofa, he comes out of his bathroom, I stand up, I shake his hand, and the entire time I'm thinking, when I have to leave here, I have no clue where that glass coffee table is, and I hope I don't fall flat on my face on the coffee table. So I go over the appointments, the new faculty appointments, and the distinguished professors, and how we're going to be funding them. And that was easy because it was second nature to me. The hard part was getting out of his office. Something for someone else that would be so simple. And so I shook his hand. Thank you, Dr. Jacko, and I stood up, took kind of a wide swipe, hoping that I was taking it wide enough. Thank God I was. But as I walked back to my office, which was at the other end of what's called Hovde Hall, I said, Virginia, the time has come. I shut my office door, called my husband, and said, Bob, that sabbatical at the University of Miami. Now, mind you, this was November. I said, I want to go to the Miami Lighthouse for the Blind and be a client there.